thank you for coming on our show today. We're thrilled to have you. You know, congratulations, I have to say. You have been just on fire, Brandis. You have already this year, Brandis has recruited, I was going to say 37 new consultants on your team, but just yesterday, was it last night?
Yeah, while I was sitting next door.
During the dinner, okay, you recruited your 38th consultant to your team.
Wow.
And of course, you are a President's Award Achiever with these kinds of numbers. I mean, just so incredibly impressive.
We don't like to pass rumors around, but they said it was a singer from Mosaic that you signed. Is that true? That was complete rumor mill this morning. I don't know if that's true or not. We can keep that off the show.
Okay, that's funny. I was waiting for like, okay. All right. So, you know, Brandis, when we spoke earlier, you had told Tony and myself that there were actually 2 moments in your Pampered Chef career where you had just incredible aha moments that really changed kind of everything for you. So the first moment happened to have been a result of something that your consultant gave you when you were a guest at your first show, the Pampered Chef. So tell the audience a little bit about that.
Well, I was invited to a Pampered Chef show 2 years ago. I had no idea what Pampered Chef was. It was the summertime. I had my 3 daughters, and I was very busy. So I was like, sorry, I can't come to your show. She was upset. She called me 10 minutes before the show. And she was like, you have to come. There's only 2 people here. So I was like, oh, okay. So I brought my 2-year-old with me. I wasn't really listening to the consultant. She was up doing her thing. And I was chasing my daughter around the house, and oh, look out there, oh, look at the tree. You know, I really wasn't paying attention. So I was one of those obnoxious guests that we all have, who's just all over the place.
Can you relate?
That was me. So like I said, I wasn't really listening to much what was going on, but I did hear about free products, so I was like, okay, I'll book a show. So I went home that night when I had some quiet time. I was looking through the hose packet, and I saw this blue brochure with some products on it. And I was like, what is this? I saw I could get all these products for $155. And I was like, yeah, I want all those products. But see, the thing was, about 2 weeks before the show, I was talking with a friend of mine who was in sales. And they were saying that they had to give this presentation in front of all these people, and they had to talk about some product. And I said, you are sick. I would rather drop dead than ever stand in front of people and talk. I said, I will never do that. I'm never doing that. So,
Can you guys relate to that?
no way. But then I saw these products and I really wanted them. So I figured, I'm already doing a show in 2 weeks. I should just sign up and get all these products, and then I should get paid for the show that I'm doing. So that's kind of what I did. I just really wanted the products.
Okay.
So you completely paint the picture of that difficult guest. How many of us out there have had that difficult guest? All right.
Okay.
All of us. Have you been to a lot of shows, or? She hasn't been to all your shows. But so what kind of lessons do you draw upon from them? You go from terrible guests to phenomenal seller and recruiter.
Well, see, I figure, you know, everybody at the show is a potential consultant, even if they're that obnoxious person like me who's just like all over the place. So when I do my checkout, when I give them their receipt, I give everybody a Discover Us brochure. Even if they've already told me they don't want information about the business, I'm like, okay. But then I turn it over and I act like it's my business card. And I'm like, well, if you need anything when the products come in, if you need recipes, here's my email, here's my phone number. Keep it handy. You're going to need to get a hold of me. So they don't know what it is until they get home. Maybe they're going to be like me, not interested at all in the business. But maybe they're going to have a quiet moment and they're going to look and see, I want these products.
Just like you.
Right. So I mean, everyone gets one.
That is so smart. What a great investment, really, to purchase those. And probably you earn so many PC dollars, you probably just put your PC dollars into those as well. But, you know, what happened to you, of course, can happen to so many others. Let's face it. I mean, when your guests come to the show, they're probably not coming thinking that they're going to really sign up for a business opportunity or get a job, right? I mean, you got to kind of make that happen. So just, like you, and to provide those great cues and red flags that we so often talk about. Your second aha moment happened at the spring launch, 2011.
Yes.
You saw the announcement about spring launch, and you kind of thought, well, that sounded fun. Maybe, we'll give you something to do.
Right. Well, I was just really excited to get out of the sweatpants and ponytail and put some makeup on, get away from the kids for a day, and go do something adult. So I was excited to go. I called up my director. She's fabulous, but I was like a terrible guest. I was a terrible consultant for the first 6 months. I didn't go to meetings. I didn't communicate with her. I was just one of those, let me do my own thing,
I got this down.
I didn't. So, I called her. She took me with her and the rest of the team. I got to know everyone, and it was really great. But I saw all the product. It was like a kid in a candy store. I was like, everything was so exciting. One of the consultants who was doing the cooking demo was saying that she makes like $5,000 a month. I was like, what? So that was exciting. And then they showed the free trip breakdown on the screen. And I was like, whoa, because if I wanted to go on vacation that year, it had to be free. So, and I had never recruited anybody before that. I never even talked about the business up until that point. Because I was like, why do I want to have other people in my town going and, taking my potential business? Like, that's so stupid. I'm not doing that. So I was like, I'm not telling anyone about this secret pampered chef society.
It's a society now.
We all have a secret handshake, don't we?
Yes.
We're going to work on that one.
Yes, we are.
So, then I saw for the free trip, I had to recruit 4 people for the New Orleans. So I went home. There was like 2 weeks left that month. Recruited 4 people. I was like, it's like, that's not really hard. I could do that. So I just started talking because I've never opened my mouth before. So.
Oh my goodness, Brandis. So by going to spring launch, obviously, you just again see how these kinds of meetings do make an impact on people, first of all. I mean, hence what happened to you. But most importantly, kind of that aha moment of from kind of thinking that, oh gosh, I don't want any competition in my particular area because we're so saturated, which that is a 4-letter word to me, by the way, saturated, because we are so not. I want every household in America to have a Pampered Chef product, right? That is our goal
In
here.
some ways, we are a secret society.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Like, we need to get the secret out.
We gotta get the handshake out there.
Heck with that secret handshake.
Yeah.
Woo, but at any rate, he's going on the road soon.
He's been great this whole time, right?
He was a secret to me. I was like, wow, where did this come from? He tells me he's an introvert. It's like, so going from that competition to really saying, wow, sharing the opportunity really can make an impact on yourself, your business, and also towards some great vacations and incentives. So what things are you doing that really impact your recruiting?
I think the most important thing, and I don't know if that is something that I'm doing, and it's really cheesy. Everyone's like, what is it? You have to be passionate about the business. I am so in love with the Pampered Chef that I talk about it all the time. My family is so sick of me. Just shut up. But seriously, like at my shows, I'm just talking about, oh, Pampered Chef is so wonderful, so great, we get this, we get that. I just really brag about the Pampered Chef a lot. And I know most people are coming from their long day at work, they hate their job. So they come to the show, they see me up there, this is my job for 2 hours, I'm like, oh, this is so great. So I think they're drawn to that because, they hate what they're doing and they see somebody like loving what they're doing.
Yes.
And they kind of just want to get some of that, I think. So it's very important to be passionate about the business. And if you're kind of, I'm new, so everything to me is like, oh, it's like wonderful. If you've been in it in a while, maybe, just remember what first was like really great for you. Just so you can get back there.
Oh, I love that. Jody and I have our jobs too.
Very nice.
Is that what he does? I don't know. I'm too old for business. Like, I don't know.
My daughter told me.
I just wrote about
What did
it
you
the
say?
other day.
She doesn't like him anymore that he cut his hair.
He's on Facebook, you can friend him.
Oh, he's a
Oh, Justin Bieber.
Is he your main friend?
Justin Bieber.
And then you can friend Mosaic, and they'll be all boy bands everywhere. So,
That's a little creepy.
What is that? What you say?
We're going downhill.
We're going past base camp. Well, anyone in the audience who wants
also the other thing that I do real quick.
Yes,
Other thing I do, I use a booking, or I used to use a booking and recruiting site, but I've kind of transformed it now. I use a booking album, so it's just, I go through the album when I'm talking about the business, so people can see, the vacations and this and that.
Well, and that's where I was going to go, because obviously I'm seeing this beautiful pink item in front of you, this beautiful album, and I have a feeling, how many of you in the audience would love to just see a little bit of what Brandis does after shows? I think we got a big applause here, so
Let me move this chair.
if you could just show us a little bit, that'd be fabulous. Let's move.
Yeah, that's,
Can we?
what? Can't see it?
The bowl. Yes.
Oh, cool. We moved it here. Okay. Thank you. Got it.
All right. For the sake of time, I can't do everything that I do. Normally, this is a 15-minute production at my show. I do a quick recipe, 15 minutes in the microwave, make it very easy. And then I take 15 minutes to talk about the business, and then there's like another 15 Q&A, so it's like a half an hour business. But I'll say something like, well, I know while we're doing our recipe, while it's cooking, we're gonna play a little game. So basically, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my business, and then you're gonna ask me questions. And each question you ask, I'm gonna give you a playing card. And then at the end, the best poker hand is gonna win a prize. So ask lots of questions so you can get lots of cards and have the best chance of getting the prize. So then I start out. The first page, I just kind of introduce myself, how long I've been in the business, and why I got started.
Move the cup. Your cup,
The mugs.
Yes.
No, you're.
This.
Jeans cup.
We're only leasing them, so we gotta be
Should we
careful.
leave? Tony, if you would.
She said we're only leasing the
Okay.
cup, so we gotta.
So then I talk a little about how I got started. Then I go into the schedule. So I'll say something like, one of the really great things about the Pampered Chef is that you can make your own schedule. And it's really great because no matter what kind of crazy schedule you already have, you can work this around what you already have going on. So even if you work full-time,
Cute.
even if you're working full-time, you can, just pocket in little bits of time here and there. And if the kids have soccer on Tuesday, cross out all your Tuesdays, that's what you're doing then, Church is on Sunday, so I don't do shows until after 3:30. Whatever you have going on in your life, mark it down in your calendar, and then you just kind of pick and choose what you want. So I have people on my team who do one show a month, so you can do one, you can do 10 shows a month. Maybe if you just kind of need a car payment, you want to do 2 shows a month. If you need a house payment, you can do 2 shows a week. So whatever fits into your lifestyle, whatever you need, basically that's what you do. You're your own boss, so no one's telling you when to work. You decide. Then I start talking a little bit about the money. So I'll say, we average about $100 per cooking show, which is great. So my first month I did 2 shows, and I made $200. So I was like really excited. What am I going to do with this $200? And then my more recent commission was for over $4,000 2 years later. So you can see, I say to everyone, you can really grow this into whatever you want it to be in any amount of time. So, the potential is there. And there's so many people in this company who make so much more than that. It's ridiculous. So if you want to make this something huge, you definitely can do it. The longer you do it and get into it, it's fabulous. Then I quickly talk, well not quickly, but here it's quickly, but at my show I go into detail about the vacations you can get, and I'll say when I first started I never thought anybody new could get a vacation because that's just ridiculous. You have to do this for 20 years, then you get a vacation. But I've earned 3 vacations in 2 years, so anybody out there sitting on your couch, you can go on vacation with me next year and we'll do it together. I talk a lot about the free products that you can get, how you can do 2 shows, get something for free. And I say, where are you going to go? Decide. I'm going to show up for work twice, but give me something for free, because that's not happening anywhere except with the Pampered Chef. My stuff's that's right too. With the little hearts over the eyes. Then I talk about the recognition and the friendships that you can make, and then kind of at the end, I say, well, I know everyone is really excited about everything I shared. I know you all want to join my team tonight. So I'm going to tell you how to get started. So if you open up to the first page in your catalog, you're going to see the reason I joined the Pampered Chef. It's all those fabulous products there. I really wanted them all. So we have a mini kit for $80, and then we have a big daddy kit for $159. And there's almost $600 worth of products in there. So I mean, it's huge. That's like crazy, right? Either one of those kits will work for you. They both come with all your catalogs, order forms, training, and everything you need. So literally, a business in a box shows up on your doorstep in less than a week. But you can actually start making money right away the day you sign up. Because we get a free website for 90 days. So you can, do the catalog shows, you can do the Facebook shows. And I talk about how people, some people are just never going to do a cooking show. They just won't. So I let them know, if fear of speaking is your thing, you can definitely still make money doing it, by passing around catalogs. So give your friend Mary a catalog. She's going to take it to work. She's going to come back a week later with $500 in orders, because those office people love Pampered Chef. And then, so Mary gets $75 for free, and you just made $100 and you didn't do anything. You gave catalogs to your friend, and she did all the work for you. So have your friends work for you and you get paid. So I mean, that doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't you try that? And you get all these products, like hello. And also you can do Facebook shows. So I know you're on Facebook all day anyway, so don't try and deny it, right? So you might as well be making money while you're on Facebook, and not just the farm cash for farm bill, but like real money. So
Not just the farm cash from farm
the
bill.
worst case scenario with this business, if you try it and you don't like it, worst case is that you get to keep all these products, you get to keep all the free stuff you've earned, all the money you made along the way. So, really, if anything I said sounds interesting, I implore you to try this business. And for all you commitment folks out there, you're not marrying Pampered Chef when you sign up. You are just dating us for a month. See if you like us. If you don't fall in love with the Pampered Chef, which you definitely will because we're just amazing, but if you don't fall in love, then you can dump us and you get to keep the ring. So, why wouldn't anybody just try it? See, that's my help.
I love that. Oh my gosh. So awesome. It's so fun. Okay, so Brandis, one last question. Obviously you've had now a couple of years, and for some of you have used albums or the Y Bank, which I think is so great because, I think sometimes our consultants get so hung up because the opportunity is intangible, where the product is tangible, right? That I think having albums or the Y Bag or the recruiting slide is always something that they feel a little security blanket. So I think all of us, if we don't have our consultants using those tools, you need to go home and make sure that they're using something that will make them feel comfortable. So for you, with your team members, obviously it takes a while to have all the success stories to make an album.
Right.
What do you do with your newer consultants? How do you help them to kind of get into the sharing of the opportunity?
Well, I, of course, will do their grand opening if they'll have me. Some people are like, well, thanks. But I'll do their grand opening, I'll do the album and try and get them, people interested in their team right away. But I really encourage the booking and recruiting side because they can just read the words and, they're so nervous. Like, I'm still nervous and I'm just like, oh, this is what it says. This is what I got to talk about. So they can just see that. And, then they can kind of graduate to an album when they have more to talk about. Or I'm like, just tell them my director gets this. My director got that. So, they can use me as an example until they kind of get stuff.
Well, that is great. Wow. This is all great insights you provided. Can we hear one more time for Brandis?